Hello and welcome to the lecture on what is SAP Integration Suite. I'm happy to have you in this lecture. The objective of this lecture is for you to describe what is SAP Integration Suite in your own words. So without wasting another moment, let's dive deep into the subject. Before we understand and define the SAP Integration Suite, let's take a step back and examine some common scenarios related to the Integration Suite. So this will actually help us to establish a context for understanding the Integration Suite. On the left hand side of the image, we have Azure Cloud, which offers various cloud offerings like VMs, analytics, storage, containers, AI plus machine learnings, and many other cloud services that you can rent and start using it. On the right hand side, we have the Microsoft 365 product or suite, which offers different type of offerings for a specific kind of business owners who want to have cloud storage, email services, tools for collaboration, MS Office products, Copilot AI, and many other business tools. So we have two different type of offerings, one that addresses the needs of cloud services and another more specifically for teams to work with business tools for collaboration and daily communications. So let's elaborate on this and go a little further. I wanted to understand the meaning of how products and suites are offered based on the usage. If you take a very simple example that we can relate to MS Office Suite, MS Office Suite packs a group of tools together to serve a purpose. Okay, an example like Word is used for creating documents, spreadsheets for creating data calculations, planning and reporting purposes, PowerPoint for visual presentations. Okay, so like that. So you see, Microsoft has clubbed a group of tools together to serve a purpose that enhance office productivity. I hope by looking at this slide, you might know what I'm going to say about SAP BTP. Exactly, SAP BTP has done the same and it has combined a collection of tools together. So the main purpose of SAP Business Technology Platform, which is SAP BTP, is to provide a unified platform for integrating, extending, and developing applications within the SAP ecosystem and beyond. So it actually helps the business accelerate innovation, streamline processes, and drive digital transformation by offering a flexible cloud-based environment. So with SAP BTP, you can actually build applications, manage data, create analytics, integrate systems, embed AI and machine learning models. So with the context of Azure Cloud, that we have seen, MS Office Suite that we have seen, and SAP BTP, you can see what the role of SAP Integration Suite offer from SAP to their customer in the integration space. So let's elaborate on this to understand the SAP Integration Suite. If we elaborate SAP Integration Suite further, we can clearly see the benefits of the SAP Integration Suite and also why SAP wants to have this product and what purpose it serves. So there is a definition at the bottom, so let me read it. SAP Integration Suite is a collection of tools that helps to connect different software app systems, apps and services so they can talk to each other and share information smoothly. So like we have seen, MS Office Suite was to enhance office productivity. Similarly, SAP Integration Suite is to integrate systems. So you might think, to integrate the system, why do we need so many tools? Why can't we have just one tool like MuleSoft, Web Methods, Marketer, SAP PI or PO, or any other single integration tools? So you need to understand this context. Okay, so let me help you understand the mindset of SAP. SAP is tackling integration in the best way possible and trying to keep up with the market demands and the market's best practices. So having multiple tools as a suite that addresses different kind of challenges, but in the same context of integration. This actually helps customers to use their tools in the suite and also solve various kinds of integration challenges based on the market demands and also constant change of the technology. So if SAP stick with one tool, one architecture, then moving things to new platform, new architecture and new way of doing integration things would be a challenge and also will be slower. So the key is to keep up the pace and change should be faster. That's why you see SAP is moving from Java plus ABAP, Java Stack now to cloud-based integration tool. So SAP is constantly trying to keep up the pace with the demands and benefits of digital offerings like API first architecture, event-based intelligence, new innovations, and emerging integration methods and technology. So you see, to keep up the pace, SAP is trying to find better ways to club things together to improve the integration methods in the cloud. That is the reason you see SAP Integration Suite exist. Also, I want to remind you again and again that tools in SAP Integration Suites will come and go as per the demands, But the concept of the suite or collection of tools will always remain to meet the rising digital architecture needs in the integration layer. I'm hoping you see the context that I'm trying to put across for the SAP Integration Suite. So back to this slide, SAP Integration Suite as of now consists of cloud integration tools, API management, event mesh, open connectors, and integration advisors. So this is as of now 2025, but this is bound to change, and you should be expecting change to improve and enhance the capabilities of SAP Integration Suite. So SAP Integration Suite is like a digital bridge, okay, that connects different software systems, apps, and services so that they can talk to each other and share information smoothly. Imagine you have different pieces of puzzle like sales, finance, customer data, or e-commerce platform. SAP Integration Suites help to connect all those pieces so they can fit perfectly and work as one complete piece. So it's part of SAP Business Technology Platform, which is BTP, and it is mainly used by businesses to ensure that different apps, whether built on SAP or other platforms, can work together seamlessly. If you look at the diagram, cloud integration, which actually connect app running on the cloud and on-premise local service. This is actually the tool where you will design, develop, and run your interface. Then we have API management, securely expose and manage APIs, how apps talk to each other. Then we have event mesh, real-time notifications, update across connected systems. Then we have open connectors, pre-built connections for popular services like Salesforce, Slack, or Google. Then we have integration advisors, which helps to map data from one system format to another. Example, converting an order format from one system to match another system's format. Let's go into it a little further with an example to understand them much better. So let's take an example of connecting an e-commerce platform with SAP ERP. So let's say this is a scenario. You own an online store, let's say Shopify, e-commerce, and you use an SAP S/4HANA for managing your stocks and order. And here's the problem. When someone buys a product online, the inventory is SAP isn't automatically updated. So when they buy a product on Shopify, you want to update the inventory in the SAP S/4HANA. So here comes the solution, which is using by SAP Integration Suite. So you connect Shopify to SAP S/4HANA using cloud integration, and every time a sales happen, an event is triggered, and SAP Integration Suite sends the data from Shopify to SAP, and SAP automatically updates the inventory count and trigger the order processing. So what are the benefits? The benefits is you get real-time inventory tracking, fewer manual updates and fewer errors. I'll give you another example of integrating the HR system with a payroll services. So let's say you use Workday, which is an HR software for employee management, and ADP for payroll. So here's a problem. Now a new employer data has to be manually transferred from Workday to ADP every time you hire someone. So what is the solution? You build an interface in SAP Integration Suite wherein you will set up an integration flow that connects Workday to ADP. So every time an employee is added in Workday, the details automatically sync with ADP via the API manager. And what are the benefits? It saves times, reduce human errors, and ensure the payroll accuracy. Let's say you run an e-commerce platform using an SAP Commerce Cloud, and you want to manage inventory through SAP S/4HANA. And what you want to do, you want to automatically update stock levels in real time. You want to send notifications to customer about their order status like processed, shipped, delivery. You want to trigger restocking when inventory runs low. So how SAP Event Mesh solve this problem? Basically SAP Event Mesh is event trigger. So let's say there's one event that we have configured, and new order is placed event. That is a trigger, that is an event. So when a customer buys a product on your online store, let's say SAP Commerce Cloud, an event is automatically generated, which is called order created. After the trigger has been done, you can do the flow of an event. What is the flow of the event? First is update the inventory, notify the customer, restock the trigger. Okay. So first is update inventory. Update inventory, SAP Mesh event listens for this order create event. So it is like a trigger and a listening event. If a trigger and update in SAP S/4HANA to reduce the stock count by number of items ordered. Next is notify customer. A message is sent to the notification system, which sends an email or SMS to the customer confirming their order. So these are all triggering and events that has been happening from SAP Event Mesh. And the restock trigger if needed. If stock fails below a certain threshold, example 5 units, an event called inventory low is published. This triggers a restocking workflow by sending a purchase order request automatically to the suppliers to refill the stock. Another example is order shipment. wherein you have a follow-up event. When the logistic team updates the shipment status in SAP S4HANA, another event is triggered which is called order shipped is generated. Then SAP Event Mesh notifies the customer via SMS or email with the shipping details. It also updates the delivery partner with a request for pickup. So you see, SAP Event Mesh is basically helping you to put all those events in place so that once a particular transaction happens, all these events has been triggered. Let's look at another scenario. You want to sync customer leads from HubSpot, that is a marketing platform, with your SAP Sales Cloud, which is a CRM system. So here's the problem. The HubSpot and SAP Sales Cloud have different data formats and don't communicate directly. So what is the solution? You can use SAP Integration Suite's Open Connector. The Open Connector connects to the HubSpot, which means you can use the pre-built HubSpot connector from SAP Open Connector. You can authenticate and establish a connection with an API key, and you need to build custom connection from scratch. That is the pre-built HubSpot connector, which is already developed by SAP and given to you. When your company use HubSpot, you can use this connector directly. And how to set up the data flow? Whenever a new lead is created in HubSpot, the connector automatically fetches the lead details and map relevant fields like name, email, company to the corresponding fields in the SAP Sales Cloud. And you can sync the data as well. SAP Integration Suite sends the lead data to the SAP Sales Cloud using the configured connection. So lead now show up automatically in SAP Sales Cloud for the sales teams to follow up. And what are the benefit? No need for manual experts, custom coding. Everything syncs automatically in real time using a pre-built connector. That is nothing but the connectors built by SAP. You can use it inside the SAP Integration Suite. So here's another scenario. Your company receives order data from different suppliers in various formats like say JSON, XML, CSV, and your S4HANA ERP requires all the incoming orders in a specific XML format. So what is the problem? Manually converting data formats for every supplier is time consuming and also prone to errors. And what is the solution? You can use the SAP Integration Advices. What it can do, it can create message mappings. You can use the integration advices to define the expected input supply data format and output, which is SAP compliant XML format. It uses AI to suggest mappings between the fields. Example, order ID from supplier format automatically map to order number in SAP. You can also apply mappings dynamically. You can set up a rule. If a supplier sends data in JSON format, automatically convert into the SAP XML format based on the mapping suggestions. You can deploy this into the integration flow. Once configured, the advisors automatically converts all the incoming orders into the correct format before passing them to SAP S4HANA. It reduces the manual mapping work using the AI suggested mapping, and also it standardizes the data format across various suppliers automatically. It also speeds up the order processing pipeline. So why should business use SAP Integration Suites? Well, here are some of the benefits. First is simplifies communication. It is ability to connect different systems seamlessly, real-time data sync, keep data updated across the platforms, cost-effective, reduce manual work and the risk of errors, flexible integration, works with both SAP and non-SAP systems, improved automation. You can automate tasks like order processing, payroll sync, and also inventory updates. So think of SAP Integration Suite as a digital glue that basically holds all of your business systems together, ensuring that they share information smoothly without manual intervention. It's especially useful for business juggling multiple app systems, helping to automate process, streamline data flow, and improve overall efficiency. Also, I wanted to remember the digital glue, that really the simple word that gives the entire context of SAP Integration Suite. I hope by now you know about what is SAP Integration Suites. Well, that's the end of this session, so let's wrap it up. By now you should be able to explain what is SAP Integration Suite in your own terms. Thank you so much for your attention to listening till the end. I wish you a fantastic day. Bye and take care.